And hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome back to another demo called Signal Zone. Now, I am re-uploading this because in the last one I bitched way too hard and took away from the gameplay, so I do apologize. What I'm going to do here is really quickly, if my computer will allow me to, which doesn't look like it will, so I was going to try to adjust the volume so I can hear what I was doing, but okay, I guess I won't. Um, so anyway, this game is a resource harvesting game where you run around to collect supplies to build turrets. Each turret costs a different amount. As you can see here, we have a basic gun turret, we have spike traps, we have sniper turrets, rocket turrets, and gas turrets. The gas turret basically is like a flamethrower where it gets an area damage done. So it's good for big blobs. There's also shielded enemies like near wave 10. Those enemies are best to take out with the gas turret. The rockets are good for many of the other troops. You can collect those resources via these metallic boxes as well as crates. You can also get the signal chips from the little ones like this. You can upgrade yourself when you turn in supplies through the upgrade. It does pause the overall timer, so you should be safe. Which is really nice because you can go through and check what you want. So for player speed, you do need 12 wood. For carrying capacity, you need 12. You start with carrying 4 resources at a time. Your character does move a bit slow, so it is recommended to quickly go through, grab what you need, drop it off, and stay close to base as possible. The other thing is while you are gathering these supplies, the enemies will come from 4 directions. Basically, not 4 cardinal directions, but 4 directions. So you can have your true north, south, east, west. I did that backwards. It's east, west, but you do start with like mini slime, bats, bigger slime, king slime, and then gargantuan slimes. During wave 9 and 10, you actually end up having these enemies. You can see I have no wood really, so I'm gonna throw one of these down. Each of these towers does have a area, as you can see around it. There's that green circle. That's the attack area radius. You cannot place it next to the tower, but you can place it around the tower. We're going to get one of these for now. I think the enemies are going to come from over there, which is totally fine. I normally don't use these. I use rockets. So why rockets? Well, because they have an AoE splash damage. A lot of games don't do that when they get their turrets. So let's go ahead and get a sniper turret back down here. That should start taking some of these out. This is a battery backup energy. Your turrets are on an energy system. So you can see it uses 2 energy, 2 energy, 1 energy, 1 energy. That basically allows you to manage what you need. You do need a bunch of metal and electronics in order to buy another battery. They come in handy when you're trying to do a huge base defense over the first 10 days. Normally, when I start, I like to just put 2 rocket launchers and then call that good for about the first 4 waves. It makes it so much easier to do and use. I also like leaving most of this rock barrier here, so it makes the harder for the enemies to navigate around and come into your base from this direction. They will go through trees, that's why they have the spikes. Now, normally what I like to do is go for carrying capacity, kind of sort of right off the bat. That's why I'm getting all the stone now and using just a few of these turrets. I'm just going to play it a little differently than last time I played. So let's see. Let's go ahead and buy this. Do I have enough to buy that? No, I need 24 and I'm back down to 11. Okay, that's not a problem. There's these little extra nodes you see here, and you can use the extractor. Those will give you 1 per every 3 second of the resource that's there, which is nice. At least the developers know that people want to gather. There is a quantity number, and then you can upgrade the drill, I believe. Gun turret top level, dot, 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 dot. Oh, yeah. So they can progress up to level 3, and then you need to dump the resources into them. So each of these little containers is about 9 or 10 hits. So when you get to the larger containers, like the storage crates, those take about 13 hits. So plan accordingly to take care of what you need right off in the beginning. Now you can see I'm ignoring wood. Wood's 3 hits, and you get 2 pieces per forest. You can upgrade that to get about 3 or 4. What I really want to do is just build this battery right now. The enemies will attack your turrets, your signal tower, and your battery backups. The thing is that you can repair those during the wave when they take damage. It does take a decent amount of time to repair them, but that's not anything that you should worry too much about. Let's turn these 6 pieces in here. 5? Okay, that's fine. So, you don't really have to worry about much. Now, this is a short demo. It does run about 15 to 20 minutes to 30. The other thing I find is that they have this power pole. The power pole allows you to extend the range of the antenna. So this is a power antenna, not a signal antenna, which is kind of weird when you think about it, that they're doing electricity wirelessly, even though it hasn't been proven in theory to technically work. And no, you don't actually lay a cable out to extend it like in most games. It just happens wirelessly, just so it doesn't clog anything up. Now you can see I'm at 70% and he's attacking it. I can still repair it while he's alive. Which doesn't much mind to me, but you do have to hold square. It does take a long while. As you can see, I'm still repairing. This takes about a good 10-15 seconds, regardless of what damage point it is. It will always restore to full when you're done. You can also see that there's a small progress bar. Unfortunately, the game does not have a zoom in, zoom out feature, so I cannot show that off. In order to mine that, I need a level 2 pickaxe, which is something I should be getting. I also should be upgrading my walk, just to be 100% honest. So now my character kind of sprints instead of walks, and then he will jog. So it's walking, skipping, jogging, running is how I like to put it. Because everything in this game is basically a hop, skip, and a jump away. Most people don't walk like that. They walk regularly, which is how normal people would do it. But for, commentary reasons, I'll say it that way. Now, I haven't been doing any research to see who else has brought this game up, like any of the hardcore streamers, like AA, who's Ambiguous Amphibian. He would probably cover this game. I would say maybe if somebody got a hold of him or CG Plays, this might be up their alley. I know those two creators like these type of games. You could probably get Alien Rocks in here too. He might find this interesting, but it's not a puzzle game necessarily, so he'll probably just brush it off. So why am I mentioning other streamers in the stream? Well, because they're people I like to watch, and that's how they normally do their content. They also talk a little bit better than I do, and they have a lot more viewers to push a game. Unfortunately, I don't know them like I've been saying this whole time. Yeah, I don't know them. I just watch their content and think it's good content. Let's increase to 8, and let's start jogging here. So what I really want to do is save up for the pickaxe. I'm not doing a very good job at saving up the materials, nor am I going for these to get the rocket launcher. Why? I don't know. I'm just doing it this way. You can see here there's an electronics pile. I would run the antenna over for it. Looks like we're getting beat up a little bit. Let's go ahead and add a machine gun turret, or yeah, a machine gun turret. That'll last us for a little while. I'm going to go ahead and start getting some of these resources here. What I really want to do is come back and upgrade that pick so I can start getting this, so I can get the 6 or 7 scrap it drops. Now, in some of these maps, there's like down here, this is going to be a storage farm. It's not going to necessarily have any electronics into it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's a 50-50 chance. It's mostly just going to be the large storage cargo containers, which will give you a lot more metal. Now, I believe if we watch this correctly, we'll notice that this starts taking damage. Now, it does do 3 damage per second. Well, actually, every other second. I should be more specific, which is not that bad, but it does eat through the enemy shields later on. The one thing you can do is you can use your stone that you collect to build a stone wall around, so you can fence in all of your turrets. The only problem with that is that, yeah, see, here's the big cargo container. I do need pick level 2 for that. What was I going on? Oh yeah, so you can build the defense around the targeted area, so you can have your rockets and sniper turrets do a lot more damage. The only problem is the bombers when they come in level 9, have no mercy. So yeah. The other thing is I would recommend, if you can afford it, um, maybe not early game, but coming around wave 6 or 7, if you capitalized on doing the pickaxe in the beginning and dropping your run speed and everything else, to getting more batteries. When your battery goes down, any of the excess energy that's being used is wasted, basically shutting down your defensive turrets. So you want to keep that in mind when you're fiddling around trying to do things. Now, I'm really heavily trying to keep myself from swearing in this video, so I can try to get it out to a larger audience, um, for kids and whatnot. But everybody knows kids swear nowadays, but it all depends on the direction of the channel, which I don't really want it to be family friendly at all, because I like having my jokes. The only thing is that my jokes aren't funny; they're more dad jokes. But you can't say dad jokes if you're not a dad. Yeah, well, I can. There's a thing called adoption. Um, yeah. So anyway, you can see I can upgrade these turrets already. I can actually go ahead and put down a rocket turret. Let's go ahead and put you back here in the corner. You can still get everything. Actually, let's put both of you in the corner. Um, just so these two can attack full range out. I might want to actually upgrade one of these so I can get the larger range. You can see that the range updated. The dead zone lowered itself. Uh, I still don't have enough. Oh, stone. That's right. Okay. So I think 2 or 3 more of these so I can get the stone to get a better pickaxe, and then I can come in here and grab more metal. You need mostly more metal than you do electronics to upgrade a lot of your stuff. Like the basic turrets, these little guys here, the machine guns, they actually take 5, 6, 7. Yes, 5, 6, 7. Not a joke for the 6, 7. I'm not that content. But they take 5, 6, or 7 pieces to upgrade. You see how I have a big 5 here, so that actually helps you. Let's see. Looks like the rockets are going to do some good damage here with the AoE, so I don't have to worry too much. As you can see, it does have a fire explosion. These over here, they're going to be fine. They're going to go up against 2 sniper turrets, which have the distance. I could plug and play that song. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. But I'm not going to. I could, but Then again, trying to keep the audience more or less situated. All enemies were defeated. I like how this is here. There's another upgrade you can do, which is the antenna, which I'm actually going to do. It'll show you which areas the enemies are coming from. And as you saw, it only took 2 electronics. The next one takes 4. This will show you which big blobs or which enemies are coming. Right now, because I played the demo a handful of times, I'm going to tell you Wave 5 has bats. They're aerial units. They do get attacked by everything. They just move twice as fast as the blobs, and then the blobs get a lot better. So let's quickly get all this down. Let's build another battery. You know what? We'll do a battery here and a battery. Oh, I don't have enough for it. Okay. You cannot walk through your own stuff. So I kind of blocked myself there. I'd have to build a gate here, and then I can walk through. The enemies can't, which is a good feature to have. As you can see, there is electronics. There's electronics. I'm not going to go into the drills. You know what? That is annoying me. So let's go ahead and change this into a gate so I can just walk in and out. Let's go ahead and get more metal and see if I can get more electronics this way. I can upgrade another one of the rocket launchers. I can probably do with upgrading the gas turret. Now, the thing you do have to consider is it is 13 hits, so it's about 5 seconds per container. My high suggestion is once you have level 2 or level 3 running, just come over here and just start annihilating everything here. Save yourself the trouble and the hassle later when you're in between rounds and you're going to do upgrading. Just because you can create a stockpile, they don't diminish over time, and the enemies don't. They cross over them, pick them up. So your resources are protected. Now, I don't know if they're going to change that in the long run to where, like, after 3 days' time or something, they disappear and go away, but that's just one of those weird crafting things that like 7 Days to Die had, where after a few moments, if you didn't pick it up or have it in a container or a designated area for loot, it would go away. That was one of the annoying things, including the drops by the enemies, which is sometimes hard to come by. Which, speaking of, I am going to get the third part of that video. I'm just not on top of my game. The Don't Starve game, I know a couple people have been asking for. Really, one guy. Yes, I'm still working on that video. I still haven't heard back from anybody. So once I hear back from them again, I'll be able to start updating and releasing that game. It's kind of hard when other YouTubers have things going on and they don't get back to you, or their editing team doesn't. Which is totally fine. That's not a big issue. Like, for instance, if I wanted to play with a buddy of mine, Nodby, who's a manga creator who's gone live stream to do interesting games now, kind of changed his channel after getting a bunch of strikes, which is very uncool of YouTube to have done, but such is life. You get a strike, you change your content, you try to do things. He actually has been playing a lot of that Don't Starve, and I might actually ask him if he wants to go back and replay the game. He mostly wants to 100% complete games that have 100% completion and then move on, or do a bunch of things that the audience can participate in. I'm not necessarily that type of guy. I don't like having a lot of people chilling and playing with, which is completely different than what's going to be happening, because I joined up with a guy whose name is Pixel, and I'm gonna hopefully be one of those long-term members of his D&D group if I can. Good guys, I gotta say, they're really cool guys. Just talking with them in Discord and whatnot. So I'm actually really looking forward to Sunday's game and seeing how it goes. Hopefully, I don't turn myself into a big cluster or a big mess, or speak out of turn, or do anything that would take away from that. Because I could really use more friends. I mean, who doesn't nowadays? Other than that, we're coming up onto wave 6. I've upgraded the rocket launcher once over here. You know what? Let's upgrade this one. Or at least take this out so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, I'll give you an upgrade. Let me give you another upgrade. I don't have enough metal. Okay, let's go back over here. So their damage does increase, their dead zone decreases, and their attack radius increases. I just probably need more signal chips. Signal chips, okay. I did turn a lot of the extras off in the game because sometimes it does get a little extra in your ears when you're listening to it. Also, I have a split audio channel to where my voice comes through, prioritizing over the game, but the game will still play in the background for its normal, so it really is kind of challenging to balance the audio, since I'm not a professional person to do that, which is why I think in a couple of the 7 days to, well, definitely in the 7 days to die content that I released, I was getting drowned out in parts of explanations and the doings and happenings because of the fact that the game, even though I've turned down like the master volume, was still acting as if everything was turned up on high. So, oh well, that's just something I'll have to figure out and redo in the second 3-part series of that. It hasn't been doing well. That's okay, because I don't have a lot of reach. My content doesn't reach that far, which is totally fine. I'm not looking to be like a partner or anything, so I think I say that in every video. I just like to do these videos to have fun a lot of the time, so let's see. Now, where are we at here? Now, I could come over here and get the number 3. The only problem with doing the number 3 is that there's not a lot to break down right now with it, unless you're in a city and then you can take down the demolished buildings and the cars. But that's more of a late game thing, or when a full release happens, or if you're pathing to it immediately. The resource extractor contained 50% more resources, so if this was 70, it'd be 140 automatically, and then now it's 100, so that would be... hold hold on, I have to do math, and math is not my strong suit in the morning. 140 plus 45 is 185, almost 200 resources. Again, this is more of a late game thing. Now we have more resources, which is a resource gain. That's fine. I have not had the pleasure of using it. I normally don't do anything with the turrets. I normally don't do anything more than this in the mining. I normally keep these four, and these, I don't ever get this one. I just get this. I don't play with the caltrops, and I don't play with the HP. I just prefer to run around and build a tower defense with towers. Hence why it's a TDF game. Which is nice. This is kind of fun. The only thing I do wish is that you could zoom in about half the way. Is probably my one takeaway from this. The other takeaway is probably adding another turret or exemplifying or improving a few other things. Now, these are basically going to be as max as I want them to be for these sniper turrets. You can see that they do 60 plus 20 if upgraded. So they're doing 60 at 210 range. These are doing 26 plus 26 splash damage. So that's a 26 over a tic-tac-toe board. Its fire rate is 4, which means it's slow. Fire rate is 4, which means it's slow. The little one here, oh, this one hasn't been doing anything because it's not repaired. This one does 360. This one shoots two bullets every second, so it's every half second shoots a bullet. This is just a blah one. By blah, I don't mean that it's a terrible one. I just mean it's you know, it's a turret. It's a spitter turret. What else are you going to do with a splitter turret other than have it go blah? Like it's vomiting all over the place with acid. Other than get another one. I think when I come back to base with this, I'll build another gun turret. I should think about also protecting this. Oh yeah, the R button will let you rotate. So you can rotate it. Let's go ahead and upgrade my basic. Why didn't you burst? It's interesting. Okay, well now you are repaired. I could go back down there and try to continue with that metal fence for the metals. I don't really want to. What should I show off? Should I try to get more electronics by placing down the resource and show you what I was talking about with it? I probably should. That would be the smart thing to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get 10 and 10. We can carry 8 items, remember that. So there we go. That took basically them out. I have 50 more enemies this wave. Let's go ahead and grab all of this. Let's go ahead and put all this in here. You can't actually destroy anything you put, unfortunately, so let's build another battery here, and let's go ahead and close it off. Just so I can make sure I have enough energy, which means now I'm going to need even more stone and even more wood, which is totally fine by me. It's not a big issue. Normally what I would do is I would circle off and enclose the whole base and just diminish all of the stone I have nearby. That's both a blessing and a curse, because I could just use this rock wall down here as a natural defense. The one thing I wish you could do is build a better fortification wall. Now, I know you're going to say, but there's this one right here. Yeah, there is that one there. I see where you're coming from. Only problem with that is it only increases the HP by 50%. And then 100%. So if it starts with 50 HP, which is what it has, it'll end at 125 HP, which the enemies at wave 9 and 10, the bombers that I've been talking about, do a lot more damage than that. Now let's see, can I place it here? No. Why? Because I need to get an antenna to come out here to do it. That is out of the range right now. So what I should be doing is trying to get an antenna, which is another electronic, which should be in this box. If we do this correctly, we can get 3 metals, 1 electronic, and build this, and then build a wall around it to protect it and the mine, just to constantly get electronics, so I no longer have to worry. And if I wanted to go and upgrade anything, I could run back down to the storage unit down here, or where the storage unit was, and get the rest of that metal. So let's do a power pole. You can build a power pole here. It'll extend it a little bit. Now that used 2 wood, so I need a little bit more wood to get the resource drill. And then I will not need anything more. So, boom. Now I'm getting electronics. And then I could get wood from here, and then I can, if I wanted to, extend it all the way down here. What I might do is just mine a little bit more of this stone, and the reason I'll mine a little more is to see if I can't find the metal node that is sometimes inside of these. It's a 50-50 chance, but I really don't want to take away the natural barrier it forms. Now, these can be attacked when the enemies come. The thing you do have to worry about, though, is repairing it. I normally don't. I just go, oh, it'll last for the next day. Even when the bomber enemies are coming, it almost serves no extra purpose. So let's go ahead and quickly get down this wall within everything's range. So we'll do it right about here. I'll force them to come around. That's what I'll do. You know what? Let's play with some caltrops. I think they take 2 damage every time they land on it. I learned that the first time, thinking that they were like a resettable. They're not a resettable resource, unfortunately. Once they are destroyed, they are destroyed, and you cannot repair them. Now, you see how they took out that battery, but I still have enough energy with these 2 here to keep everything going. That is amazing. Now everything is repaired. We also got that extra stone, so we're going to go ahead and rebuild these. Again, we're short. That's okay. We'll just come over here and pick up, I think, these last couple of resources. Now the power pole, if you do put it at the end, you could see that it did double the zone on the diagonal, but I can't go anywhere else past here. I can try to get one here, and I can try to get one here, but I think this is out of range, and I think this one is just in range. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, the game is actually pretty fun, and the last video I had really did it a disservice, and for anybody who watched that, I do apologize for going off on a tangent, but thanks for bringing it to my attention. So I re-uploaded, which is this, to where I cut out all the complaining. So thanks for bringing that to my attention, and as I promised, you can see in this one I haven't complained. So thanks for letting me know and setting me straight on that path, so kudos to you. I throw your name out, but the other video is there. Well, actually, I'm going to take down the other video because I'm re-uploading it. I don't prefer to have a re-uploaded video on the channel. Not that I want to hide anything or hide the comments, but you know who you are, who sent me the thing, and I appreciate it. That's not sarcasm or anything, that's me saying thank you. So this video is out to you here. The only other thing I'm going to do is try to build a couple of more walls. Not enough. Let's see, if I stick you here, you can attack outside. Do I want a second one? No. But I want some more metal. I do. Let's see, is there anything out this way? Probably more quarry. Yes, I can get like 1 more electronic. Oh, I have all that rock. Whoops, I didn't realize I had all that. There's one more thing that I would like to... There's one more thing I would like to gripe about, and this is only one thing to gripe about. It's game-related and specific, so bear with me here. I wish they would tell you how many resources you're carrying, so that way I knew, instead of having to manually count the items on my back. Like, there was a little bar here that said 8 of 8, or 10 of 10, or 11 of 11. That would be a nice little thing to add. It's not mandatory, it's just something... Oh, let's not die here. So you can see I'm actually out of energy, and I'm going to sit here to repair. Now, if you take enough damage, you do die by any of the items. You can see we're basically marking them as quick as we can, and that took away a lot of our... a lot of our defense. Let's repair that. Let's repair you. Oh, I upgraded you? Okay. Well, then I'll upgrade this one too. I don't have enough stone to replace all of that, and I don't. Oh, I have enough metal. Awesome. And we'll go ahead and put you here. I can't do another one though. That's okay. So let's see. What am I trying to get at here? Yeah, rebuild the wall. Couple more items. I'm getting the electronics. Is that metal? No, that's electronics. And this is just extra stone? Extra stone. Okay. I just thought I would be kind of crafty and build an antenna there by that, by this one here, and then see if I can't mine. As a matter of fact, I'll actually mine these ones here. So I think I'm at 8. I can't tell. So let's go ahead and turn all this in, and we'll see what I do here. Yeah, okay, so I was at max. Other than that little inventory full, I have no idea if I'm full or not. We're not going to do that. We are going to pick these up, and we're going to come through back here. So you can see I'm going to try to double down on some of these defenses. You can see they're coming from the left and north-left, or west and northwest, as well as from over here. So maybe I double down on the walls. I still have 6 seconds. Okay, so I can mine one more of these to get another 8, or mine another one of these to try to get to 8. Yeah, okay, and this is night 10. Okay, this is night 10. So build our first set of walls, and then I will do my second set of walls. Yeah, okay. And then all I need to do is come over here and mine a bit more. Oh, they're bats. Okay, so the big guys are going to be over here with that. So I should have funneled them here if I were going to do that correctly. Bummer, dude. I should have left that open to let them walk into here. Yeah, you see these big guys? These are the guys I'm worried about. These ones don't have a shield, but there's other ones. You see these over here? You see these guys, how they're blue? Those are the ones I'm worried about. Those are the big ones. Those are the ones that'll mess me up. Ow! Oh, jeez, you actually hurt me. You know what? I will put one of them here. Actually, I think that's a stupid idea because I'm about to lose power. Yeah, I lost power. Okay. Let's come back here and repair. Repair. And repair. And... oh, I don't have enough electronics. And repair. And you can see that these just absolutely chewed through their defense, which is amazing, because before when I was fighting them, I'm like, why am I not doing damage to bring the shield down? And it's like, oh, well, you need the gas so they can choke on and lose their shield. I think he's glitched, which is cool. So he's glitched. The tower is fine. We eliminated everybody, and we won. So this has been Signal Zone re-uploaded without the bitching. This is just a demo version. It doesn't have a version number, but this has actually been a pretty fun little resource gathering game. So thank you all for coming. I'll see you in the next video when it's out.